Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a sentencing was reached yesterday for an infamous 2017 DUI accident. And soon, sick leave for retired Commonwealth educators could be changing forever.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. The time is 6 a.m. on Thursday, February 8th. Now let's send it over to meteorologist Mace Michaels for a look at your forecast this morning.
Hey there, Olivia. We're looking at a cloudier sky in some spots of the region here throughout eastern Kentucky. Other areas, a little more on a partly cloudy side. Regardless which side of the clouds you're on, we will see some sunshine bursting in at times throughout the day today. Temperatures here in Hazard are in the mid-30s, and obviously there isn't any rain falling. When you look at the rest of the current temperatures, we have a lot of 20s, or at least a couple. Manchester and Jacksboro at upper 20s. It is in the 30s from Monticello over towards Hazard. Most areas, though, are beginning the day in the 40s and warm. Pikeville, Jackson, even Somerset now at 41 degrees. As I mentioned, the cloud cover isn't completely overcast or thick. We're kind of in this partly to mostly cloudy sky. A lot of rain to our northwest, a lot of humidity to our south and southwest. Both will head at us and increase our cloud cover throughout the day today and bring in some rain chances tonight and tomorrow. But the daylight hours stay dry today as temperatures warm up into the 60s with thickening clouds, Olivia.
All right, Mace, thank you. A woman who pleaded guilty to charges stemming from a 2017 drunk driving incident has been sentenced to 12 years in prison. Alyssa Noble pleaded guilty to vehicular homicide, assault, and wanton endangerment charges. Noble hit and killed 23-year-old Paige Hayes. WYMT's Chandler Wilcox talked to Hayes' family about the sentencing.
Nearly 7 years have passed since Paige Hayes was hit and killed in Hyden. Hayes' family says the hard work has paid off getting to a sentencing for Alyssa Noble, who was driving the car that hit Hayes.
As much justice as we're going to get.
Johnson and a person injured in the crash gave victim statements. Johnson says she had no feelings for Noble as she spoke.
I'm just to the point where it's kind of numbing now. I don't have any feelings toward her whatsoever, good or bad.
Johnson says she has forgiven Noble. When Noble testified saying she was sorry, however, Hayes' family felt it may not have been genuine.
I hope it come from her heart.
I think actions speak louder than words.
I think it was
saw
just
a lot
for
of
show.
actions.
I think it was for show too.
Noble and her attorney declined to comment on the sentencing. She will reportedly have to serve 85% of her sentence before being eligible for parole. In Leslie County, Chandler Wilcox, WYMT Mountain News.
Hayes' family also said they plan to have an event in the summer in honor of Paige Hayes. There is a memorial for Hayes near Primary Care Center in Hyden. She was killed on August 21st, 2017. We have an update on a story we first brought to you Tuesday. We now know the name of the person who was killed in a crash in Lawrence County. State police say 49-year-old James Cisco was the person who was killed in that crash on US 23. A car was coming from one direction when it crossed the center line and hit a semi-truck approaching from the other way. A Clay County man is in jail after he was accused of stealing a skid steer. Deputies with the Laurel County Sheriff's Office arrested 41-year-old Franklin Collins of Manchester. Collins was charged with theft by unlawful taking. He was taken to the Laurel County Correctional Center. Deputies are still looking for the skid steer. If you have any information, you are asked to contact the Sheriff's Office at 606-864-6600. A Wolf County man is facing several charges after police say they found drugs, cash, and guns on him. Last week, deputies with Stanton PD brought Dallas Trent into custody for DUI. After performing a traffic stop, police searched his vehicle, saying they found about 3 ounces of suspected controlled substances. After obtaining multiple search warrants, police say they also found drugs, firearms, and cash during a search of Trent's home. A bill that would limit how many sick days teachers can cash out upon retired cleared a Senate panel yesterday. Senate Bill 4 limits the number of sick days teachers can accumulate per year to 10. Sponsor Jimmy Higdon says some districts allow teachers to roll over personal or emergency days from year to year, but that accumulated time is resulting in a burden on the pension fund. Teachers say having unused sick days with monetary value is an added bonus for retirement.
The sick leave program has kind of morphed into something that we didn't intend for it to be. It's a great perk, and I don't want to take that away from anyone. But we need to go back to the original intent.
And now to have that taken away when you've planned on that is a little deflating for educators when we can't get teachers to go into the profession.
The bill now goes to the Senate floor. Yesterday, Senate Bill 127 was approved unanimously by the Senate. That bill is also known as the Aero Act. The bill was sponsored by London Senator Brandon Storm. The focus of it is to enhance education for aviation and aerospace professionals in the state by establishing scholarship funds and collaboration between public programs and private partners within the industry. The bill will now head to a House committee. With the mild temperatures we have had during the last several days, that springtime feeling is certainly in the air. But green thumbs may want to wait until they start planting because winter is not over yet. There are a few plants out there that are safe to put out now, like trees and shrubs, but the usual flowers need to wait until the ground warms up.
Basically, you want to certainly not put your annuals out until after that frost date, let's say May 15th, Mother's Day. Usually around that time is pretty safe afterwards. But perennials could be planted earlier in April when the ground begins to warm up.
Sims also says if you see any bulbs or leaves poking out early, you can cover them with a sheet to protect them from frost.
Mild morning in most of the area this morning. Some clouds mixed in with the sunshine, or at least when the sun pokes up a little more later on. Our temperatures are beginning the day here in the mid-40s, at least when we look at Moorhead. And as you look across the rest of the area, it's pretty mild as well. Jackson as warm as 47. Somerset, you're starting the day at 43. It is in the upper 20s and low 30s from Jacksboro to Middlesboro and up to around Harlan. Here in Hazard, starting the day at 36. Partly to mostly cloudy skies. We've had a thickening of cloud cover throughout the overnight, but we're not completely overcast yet. There is rain to our northwest, though. A lot of it here into the upper Midwest, and humidity increasing down to our southwest. All of this energy will gradually roll eastward and help to bring in some moisture for us tonight and into tomorrow. Nothing, though, for us today. Temperatures warm from the 40s this morning into the 60s this afternoon. Look at that wet weather ahead in the 7-day forecast coming up.
Thank you, Mace, and thanks for joining Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. Coming up, the desperate search continues for 5 missing Marines after their helicopter went down during a heavy storm in Southern California.